The stories shared on the Busy Baddies are submitted by real listeners and are intended for entertainment and discussion purposes only. To protect the privacy of everyone involved, all names, companies, and identifying details have been changed or omitted. Any resemblance to real people or events are purely coincidental. We believe in keeping it real while keeping it respectful. Thank you for sharing your experiences and for trusting us to spill the tea with care.
When the lights go low and the real work begins, this is the Busy Baddies.
Where assistants come uncensored, the stories get spicy, and the corporate filter, Control Alt Delete.
I'm Michelle, EA to the CEO of a Fortune 150 company.
And I'm Mel, former C Suite EA turned admin rebel.
And we're here to talk about the real stuff, the stories that never make it to the all hands meeting. Hello, baddies.
Again, I hope everybody didn't gain 15 pounds from Thanksgiving.
And if you did, fuck it.
Yeah, this is sweatpants season. Thank God.
Yes, absolutely. So we have I'm excited for this episode. I think this could go any which way.
I feel like this could be the longest episode yet.
All right, so we're talking today about you could be anything you wanted. Why the hell an EA?
Yeah. I think I have got asked this questions multiple times.
Yeah.
Family, friends, previous coworkers, you're talented, you're smart. Why in the world did you want to become an EA? And I think it's always been like a personal mission of mine to like prove people wrong because I think for me why? Because it doesn't take a college degree and that means that I'm less than because I'm in a role that doesn't need a college education. Like I mean, you see it more and more now where they require a college degree, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, let's just think about over time, right? I mean, we have people at our company that have been in a EA role, which obviously many, many moons ago was probably a secretary, receptionist, all of the names. And, to actually have somebody that's been in the role for 40 years and thriving and just think of all of the things that they had to kind of learn. I mean, hell, we're talking, we didn't have computers when they started. No internet, like probably not even a typewriter. I mean, who the hell knows how they were sending messages back then?
Because when I started
Pony Express?
When I started being an admin, I like when you went to mail something, you had to sit at a typewriter and type on a typewriter the envelope.
Yeah.
You had a schedule that was, and I think we touched on this a couple weeks ago. It was like a hairstylist paper book that you wrote in. If you wanted directions somewhere, you printed them out off of MapQuest. Like I don't even know if MapQuest is still around.
I use MapQuest to this day, and our comms person, when I told him, I was like, let me pull it up on MapQuest, they're like, wait, people still use MapQuest?
He's like, you're such an assistant.
I do.
Yeah, because I think there's the stereotype again behind the EA profession, which is, that we're not educated or that we're not smart enough or and I always like to flip that on its head because it's like especially as the role has evolved, like I've said in past episodes, I feel like right now the executive assistants, there is a movement that is going on in us. It's like a revival at a church. Like we have found our voices, we have realized our purpose,
our worth.
Yes, we have come into our own. We are advocating for the role. The salaries are finally starting to reflect. exactly just what we are worth.
Mhm.
And I think in turn, it's caused leaders to be more cognizant of like, wow, I have this untapped resource sitting right outside my office door that I've discounted for so long when really they're learning finally how to leverage us in the right ways.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty remarkable, to
Mhm.
be honest, and just kind of why an EA? I mean, I never set out
Yeah.
wanting to be an EA.
Yeah.
So I graduated high school and I went to college. I went to a small private school back home in Michigan. Shout out Northwood University.
Whoop, whoop.
Um, go Timberwolves. And I went to school for hotel, restaurant, resort management.
Yeah.
So I wanted to move to Florida. I wanted to live in the penthouse
Mhm.
on some resort and just manage it.
Yeah.
That was going to be my home, that was going to be my life. And then, unexpectedly and unplanned, my son came along.
Yep.
And anybody out there in the hospitality field,
Yep.
knows it's weekends, it's nights, it's
Yeah.
holidays, it's on call all of the time.
Yep.
And I grew up working in a country club,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
hospitality,
Yep.
and we were only closed 2 days a year.
Shoo.
We were closed, well, three: Christmas Eve, Christmas, and New Year's Day. And that was it. We
Wow.
were
Yeah.
open every holiday, Saturdays, evenings. We did weddings. I mean, you name it. We had a golf course. And so I loved that job. I
Mhm.
learned so much. And
Yeah.
when I had my son, I quickly realized that
Yeah.
there was no way, if I wanted, to raise my son, that I was going to be able to stay in the
Yeah.
hospitality field.
Yeah.
At least not till, he got older.
Mhm.
So I joined, the company that I still work at today, and I did not join as an EA.
Hmm.
I joined in a very small group, and then had the opportunity to interview for two different officers of the company, and that's where I got
Wow.
my start. And
Yeah.
so I am one of those probably not so normal cases that
Mhm.
I did not have 1 day of admin experience, but I
Yeah.
think because I had a hospitality
Mhm.
background,
Absolutely.
it just really played in my
Yep.
favor for all of the things that an admin would have
Mhm.
to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's a completely transferable in my mind. And so my story of becoming an admin was I went to high school, graduated. I was going to graduate early from high school, and so I was lucky enough to have a nice vocational school in our high
Oh,
school, and I wanted to graduate with my friends. I didn't want to graduate early and have to start life. I wanted it all to kind of be transitional with my friends. So I went my junior and senior year, a half a day to high school and the other half to vocational school. I went to cosmetology school for 2 years in the vocational school and got a cosmetology degree, through high school, which was far cheaper than any hair school. Thought that's what I wanted to do. Um, Worked at a salon on the north side of Indianapolis for maybe 8 months. Took my first vacation and came back, and my books were completely empty because
mm,
the other girls in the salon, they loved to poach people when they would call and say, "Oh, no, she's on vacation, but I can get you in." So it
shut
was like,
up.
yeah, so it was a very, competitive business, and I was like, "I am the least competitive person, like, I would never have did that to someone."
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling so gutted. So it was like, if you're a hairstyle out there, which love my hairstylist, Chloe, whoop, whoop,
Yeah, we love Chloe.
she's amazing. Um, I just remember thinking like, what else can I do? Because I
Mhm.
didn't go to college. I knew I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to spend the money. I was raised by two parents who scraped to make ends meet. College was never really even an option unless I wanted to pay for it. So to me, it was like, what can I do? And I remember there was an ad for a insurance company at the time called MaxiCare, and there was an admin assistant role that was posted. I applied for the job, went in and interviewed, had no computer experience, had never and back then there wasn't even really computers. Like I say that
Yeah.
term very loosely. It was the one where like the C greater than and two semicolons is how you logged in the like it was very dated. Um, and I interviewed and the lady like hired me and I remember thinking, wow, like this is crazy. Like I'm doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Started out mostly with like filing and stuff, and I made fast friends. And I've referenced this person before in an episode. Carrie Deck, if you're listening, she is near and dear to my soul, has remained a great friend. And gosh, that was right out of high school, and I was 17 when I graduated. So we're going on 30 years ago.
Wow.
And she was like, she's like, you catch on really quick, you seem really smart. Like I feel like you would be a great executive assistant, which is what she did. And so she's like, I will teach you everything that I know. And her and I became fast friends. And she was like the first real mentor that I ever had. And it kind of just kept evolving from there. It
Mhm.
was little by little skills would be added. There was things that I would pick up on. And I learned so much in the role that eventually did I ever think I would be at a six-figure salary. I never thought that it would turn into what it would be,
Yeah.
and if you're willing to put in the work, I think that was really why, me personally, why I wanted to do this episode was I want to reframe what the EA role is. It's
Mhm.
not it's not a shameful position. It's not a position that is for people who don't. I know people who have masters. I know people who have actual degrees to do something completely different that are
Mhm.
EAs.
Yeah.
But it is a very strategic career choice in my mind. It is a leadership craft. It is a role that is rooted in influence and impact and power. And I don't think it's just an accident that you get into it. I think it's if you're good at it, it's natural and you just only just like
Yeah.
flourish.
Yeah. And I think I know over the years I personally feel like it's never really been taken serious
No,
as a career.
no.
It's just always kind
Hmm.
of been a job.
Your support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little unfair.
It's dismissive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this can be
Hmm.
extremely fulfilling.
Yep.
It can support a wonderful life.
Yep.
It can support your family.
Yep.
And, I think those of us in the role really enjoy it.
100%.
I love what I do.
Yes.
I don't dread going to work. Look, we all have the days of where
Yeah.
like we're just
Yeah.
spent and
Yeah.
all of those things, but
Yeah.
I I genuinely love
Love.
what I
Yes.
do.
Yes. And I think a lot of that is because as an EA, we're able to see the direct impact.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get into other roles, again, I've talked about this before, hindsight now not being an EA, I miss the direct impact that I get to see every single
Yeah.
day. Now I am part of a bigger picture and moving a bigger needle as a team.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard mind, but it's just a different mindset
Yeah.
altogether. So I do miss that. And I think again, like you said, it is very dismissive because people think, and I think that's kind of the next point of, there's stereotypes that when it comes to when you tell somebody you're an executive assistant,
Yes.
oh, it's just, calendaring things, or,
Yeah.
you just book travel, or, it must be nice to just go to work and sit at a desk all day. And, and it was like, oh my God, like
Oh,
I just would love to slap the crap out of somebody who says that.
I know. I mean, I have always been one of those person because we're often judged
Yeah.
of what we do that
Right.
I really never try to, like, be that person of,
No.
like, "Oh, they don't do anything."
No.
Because that's how we've always been looked at,
Yes.
that we don't do anything.
No.
And it's just like, do you really think we don't do
Yeah.
anything?
I mean, I was like and trying to explain to someone, like, even with my last boss, I think it was my dad was in the hospital a few years ago with some heart issues, and we were sitting there one day and we were talking, and he's like, I guess maybe I never really understood what it is that you do. Like,
Mhm.
because how are you able to do your job and be sitting here in a hospital room with me? And it's like, well, because I don't have to be ever present. And I think that's one thing that I'm thankful for COVID is that it really taught people that you don't have to be intangible arm reach from someone to be
Yeah,
effective.
right.
And I think it sharpened some of the skills that we have now, um, of being a little bit more proactive, a little more strategic, like
Yeah.
intentional. So it was always funny to me though, because I remember my dad was just like, I guess I never really understood. So that day, like we sat there and I was like, this is like what I'm doing, and this is what, and he was like, wow, like I had no idea, like I thought
Oh, you mean like
secretaries
it's a
just,
real job?
yeah, like
Wait, you
supporting
have
real
like
people.
deliverables and yeah, and I mean, and we've talked about this even in a few episodes ago about the strategic
Hmm.
part and the
Yes.
part that we
Yes.
directly impact,
Hmm.
like the time of our leader,
Yes.
where they're spending it. Is it
Hmm.
the right way? Is
Yep.
it in the right meetings?
Yep.
And I think everybody just doesn't see it
No.
as
No.
how important of a role it is.
No, and I think that's where, like, for me, I always try to get across the reality, which is it is a high level business orchestration that we're trying to run. We are behavior managing executives.
Yeah.
We are crisis management. We are,
Emotional support.
yes, we have
Yeah.
cross functional influence. If you, I mean, we are cross functional, period, in the role as a whole. We oftentimes become confidential advisors to our leaders
Mhm.
because we already know the information that maybe no one else in the company might know. Who else do you talk to about that? Your husband or spouse is not going to get that,
Yeah. No.
and so, I think the biggest one too is thinking through we are really good at reading dynamics in people
Mhm.
and having the emotional intelligence, and we touched on that, um, to help our leaders because
Yeah.
again, they're in rooms, they're moving, they're shaking, they're trying to move the needle, they're just getting business done. Whereas we can come in from that viewpoint of, ooh, seemed a little off, or like if your boss has a town hall and you're sitting in that room, you can read how messages are being received and report
Yeah.
back to them of like people are just not picking up on what you're dropping, they're not believing what you're saying, are you
Right.
not maybe being authentic enough? I'm sure that you've experienced that.
Oh, yeah, and not only that, I mean, we're often their voice,
Yes.
and, I know that there's many people out there,
Mhm.
that just want to get face-to-face time, or,
Yep.
like, they want to ask a specific question. For a lot of those things,
Yep.
I mean, we're the one answering those or
Correct.
speaking
Mhm.
on the behalf, or, "Hey, how does so and so like their pre-read done?"
Yep.
And,
Yep.
like, those are
Yep.
just all of the things that we're doing.
Mhm. Yeah. That nobody sees, and, I think that's where and I think some of us just innately like certain parts of it, like, I can say for me personally, I miss being close to the fire.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that I would miss the rush as much as I did, and I never really realized how much my last leader made me a pressure prompted person,
Yeah. Oh,
because now that I have to plan things,
yeah.
it's like, "Oh, but I'll get it done the last minute." You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like I lived in that. It's
Mhm.
amazing how you can kind of feed
Yeah,
off of the person you lead.
yeah, and I think a lot of that isn't even
No.
intentionally pressure prompted, it's
Yes.
just the role.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just some things just are going to come up
Yeah.
and there's not any planning to it.
Yep.
Um, if you have something broke, a customer
Mhm.
issue,
Yep.
I mean, there are so much to be unplanned,
Yes.
that you just have to be really good at
Yeah.
adapting, you know.
Very agile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very agile.
Yeah, and thinking through even, like, I think another thing that I miss is I am not one who likes the spotlight or appreciation
Mhm.
or kudos, but I miss the influence without the spotlight because I'm able to influence on a different level as an
Yeah.
EA and still stay in that background, but still bask in the light of them being really successful.
Mhm.
Like, that's what I really miss is I remember looking at my last leader and thinking, "Wow, I played a part in that." Like,
Mm.
that's why this is going so well, and no one else in this room knows that other than her.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That is I'm glad you said that because that is one of my favorite
Oh, love it.
things of the
Mhm.
job is that
Yes.
no matter if anybody
Mhm.
even notices what all you do, your leader does.
Yes.
And I think it is incredibly fulfilling
Mhm.
to know that I had a very small part in the
Yes.
success
Yeah.
of my leader
Mhm.
today.
Yeah.
And that's not being cocky,
Mm-mm.
but
No.
it is just
Facts.
we work so hard
Mhm.
every day to make them the best individual and best leader, best boss that
Mhm.
they can be. I think it's a very selfish role
Yes.
because I would give anything for my boss to, really kind of, gosh, I don't know how to explain it. It's not about me.
Right. Yep.
Like whatever I can do, I
Mhm.
just selfishly
I'm
will
gonna
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're
Yep.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
And it
You don't
doesn't
do it for the
matter.
recognition, which
Mhm.
means you're doing
Right.
it for the right
Yeah.
reasons, right? Like, and you know, I think that just again plays into a trait that you either have or you don't have.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's a good call out of why you maybe shouldn't be an EA. If you're a person who thrives on recognition, back pats, that boys, like
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be a good role for you because there's just so much unspoken appreciation
Yeah.
that happens and it's going to be in subtle ways. So if you thrive in that, that could be problematic for you. But I personally do not like when someone calls me out and says, "Hey, good job. Hey, you did this. Hey, you made that happen." Like, I want other people to not know that.
No, and that's a very I mean, I don't even know that I would call it a call out,
Yeah.
or a watch out,
Yeah.
but I do think it is a very silent role,
It is. Invisible silent.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You are
yeah.
an invisible a partner a lot of the
Yes,
time.
yes. And
Yeah.
I don't really think I'd realize either how much I miss the variety. I think
Mhm.
that was another thing that when I first started the role at MaxiCare, I was like, no one day is the same.
No.
Like, I remember that being enticing to me because I was like, I don't have to come to work and do the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
It was like, I can even think back on 25 plus years of doing this. No one day was ever the same.
Yeah. And I think, for some people that's not what they're looking
Yes, some
for.
people thrive on routine. I
Yeah,
get it.
and so this is definitely
Yes.
not that
No.
role.
No.
So let's talk about shifting a little bit of gears of why we could have been anything. So, what are some very
Like transferable
Yeah,
skills.
transferable skills.
Mhm.
What with what we do on a daily basis do you think would really um kind of very easily transfer into a different role?
Like a different profession altogether,
Yeah,
you
like
mean?
what could you see yourself doing if it weren't for EA work?
Um, I think for me, I always tend to really be good at emotional intelligence, but I
Mhm.
think a lot of that came from my childhood, having a sickly parent, being very aware of everybody else's emotions but my own. So, I mean, to me, I see that very transferable in the HR realm of
Yeah.
things, possibly even like therapy and coaching.
Mhm.
So I would say like more like the people side of stuff would be one. Maybe, gosh, I mean, there's so many transferable skills. Like I'm looking at this list and I'm like, wow, like systems thinking, decision support, communication precision, pressure management. Like, what's one that you see on that list that you're like, wow, like I could have been uh, anything given this skill set?
Yeah, no, and I think this is a job that actually is very like nowadays people are
Hmm.
growing into it and it's chief of staff.
Yep. Yep.
I think that
Hmm.
is one of the biggest roles that if an EA is kind of ready to make that jump,
Yep.
still be in very much of a supportive role to
Hmm.
somebody, but
Yep.
yet giving yourself more accountable,
Yes.
goals and
Hmm.
tasks and projects,
Yep.
to where you're still helping the leader be organized.
Hmm.
Maybe you're running staffs, planning staffs,
Yep.
thinking strategically
Yep.
of what the partner, your leader, and if you're chief of staff, I mean, I wouldn't look at it as more boss employee,
Right.
but you're really partnering
Hmm.
in that bigger project management role.
Yeah, because I think for me, that would have been my next natural step of progression out of an EA role. Would have
Mhm.
either been an executive business partner, which in my mind is like a married situation of a chief of staff and an EA combined, because
Yeah.
you're kind of warming up to being a chief of staff. But to me, a chief of staff is when you've made it, and not only are you in the room and being strategic, but you're also helping make decisions.
Yeah.
So it's like the next natural step in your career progression of, okay, I'm like helping run the business. Like
Yeah.
I'm making decisions, I'm empowered. Like to me, that's when you find the empowerment of being an EA and it kind of all starts to morph
Mhm.
together. Um, and it's a powerful position. Again, it's strategic, it's lucrative, it's
Mhm.
I just, man, and I can't wait for this episode when we talk to Mary Ryan, about why this is not just like a career
Yeah.
path for people, um, in curriculum even.
Yeah.
I mean, say you want to have a business degree, like why can't this be a sub to that? Like it's just
Right.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I think that's probably one for me. Gosh, communication I feel like is key and that's transferable anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, for
you could
sure.
be an attorney, you could be in communications, you could be in marketing, you could do I mean there's a million things if you're a good communicator that you
Yeah.
could do.
Absolutely, and I think, like, the whole point of this is for the mindset
Mhm.
of those out there, and I don't wanna say naysayers, but,
Right.
this is a damn good job,
It is.
and,
Yep.
if you want to build on it, just as we've been talking about, there's so many opportunities to kind of branch
Yeah.
off and continue to grow.
Yes.
At the same time, if you are fulfilled
Mhm.
being an
It's fine.
EA, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, when I started at our company almost 6 years ago, I remember being asked, "What do you want to do in 10 years?" Uh, I mean, I'm gonna do this till the day that I die,
Yeah.
is what I thought, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So it's like, I never really thought of anything other than this because
Mhm.
it was such a satisfying
Yeah.
career. And I know that a lot of people see it as a step in
Yeah.
to get a step up.
Right.
But I think that when the right person is in that role, I think that it really can be, you know, wonderful. Like
Yeah.
it was for me for sure.
Yeah, and there was a time, gosh, this is probably 5 or 6 years ago that I actually started thinking of maybe I want to do something
Mhm.
different, that
Yeah.
maybe there is something that I could grow into. My boss was very supportive,
Mhm.
um, told me she would help me in any way, and, allowed me to have some meetings with people at work and just kind of explore what
That's
the
great.
opportunities would be.
Yeah.
And then, having some self-reflection time of
Yeah.
just what what really do I want? I mean, I quickly came to the
Mhm.
realization that
This.
I'm damn good at this
Yep.
job and I'm valued. I directly see the impact that
Yep.
I have
Yep.
every single day with my leader. Why in the hell would I
Yeah.
want to do something different?
Yeah. That rings very much more true to me than you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never
Yeah.
looked back, I never
Yeah.
questioned it again, and I think for those of you out there, I mean,
Mhm.
if you are thinking that there's something bigger and better for you, like,
Yep.
let's talk about it. I
Yes.
would love to think through that with you and use us as that kind of sounding board. Reach out to us, leave
Yeah.
a comment, like,
Absolutely. Yeah. Send an email. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
yeah, I wanna hear about it. I think, it's one of those things where many of us maybe feel a little guilty or, like,
Yeah.
our leaders make us feel,
Yeah.
like, inadequate
Yep.
of, like, "What is wrong with me? Like, why can't
Yeah.
this be an okay job?"
Yeah. Yeah. And I think if a leader is pressuring you, like I would encourage you to feel empowered to educate them on just exactly what it is that you do
Yeah,
and just what you are capable of.
yep,
Because maybe they are a person who is just not 100% tapped in to what your capabilities are and just how freaking wonderful you are.
right.
And maybe that could be a learning moment for them,
Yeah, absolutely.
you
And
know?
I do think that even if you've been with your leader for a
Yeah.
very,
They
very
still don't know
long
what you
time,
do.
they still probably
No.
have no idea every single thing that you do. And I remember this doesn't happen so much often now, but I remember, I keep a OneNote of everything that I've done throughout the
Yeah,
year
which is a
as
great idea.
yeah, so, like, towards the end of the year, like,
Mhm.
I don't have to remember all of the
Right.
things that I did.
How amazing I am.
Yeah, toot my own horn.
Right.
Um, but there were more than one occasion where I, was doing my self-evaluation and writing
Yep.
everything I've done, and I'd send it to my boss, and she'd go, "I had no idea you did all of that this year." And it
Yeah.
it wasn't in a negative way,
Yeah.
it's just they don't
Mm-mm.
know because in their world, everything is going
Yeah, 100 miles an hour.
perfect,
Yep.
it's going to plan, and
Yep.
they just don't see
Mhm.
all of the stress or all of the things
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and I think it's so hysterical that, the saying is, they should never know what's going on, and to
Yeah.
them, you may very well look like you aren't doing a damn
Right.
thing, but it's because that's the way it's supposed to be,
That's exactly right.
you know?
Yep, that's when you've become invaluable.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, so, let's play some Would You Rather
Tea
tea time.
time. That's right. Who likes
Ex
a good would you rather
Yeah,
game?
I love it. Executive Assistant Chaos Edition.
Edition. Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
So as we go through these,
Mm.
while you're listening, I want you guys to
Play
say it
this
out
too.
loud with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let me start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Would you rather lose Wi-Fi during a board meeting or print the wrong deck?
Lose Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather be stuck in Outlook or stuck in an elevator with your executive?
Oh, I'd rather be stuck in Outlook.
Yes.
Be copied on every email or left off every
Be
email.
copied on every email.
Everything.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
I'd rather know everything than what they want me to know.
Yeah.
Spend a week with IT or with legal.
Is this a joke? Is this a trick question?
Both are. I would rather not.
I'm gonna say a week with IT.
Yeah, I would say neither.
No shows or late to the show.
They both are awful.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could even pick one of those. I feel like a late show is I'd probably rather have that than somebody who just ate up the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Because they're really cheating themselves because they're still gonna stop on time if
Yeah.
I have to drag them out by their collar at the office, so, let's see here, last minute travel change or last minute board packet change?
Travel change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Board is too ooh,
Take notes or run the meeting.
take notes.
Yeah, take notes. Executive who overshares or executive who says nothing.
I would rather have an executive who overshares.
Yeah, same. Me
Yeah.
too.
People who just popped up a quick 30 minutes on your calendar or people who schedule meetings with no descriptions. Oh, this is like both torture.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say people who schedule meetings with no descriptions.
Yes.
Yeah. Fix a printer or fix a personality.
Fix a personality.
Ooh, I'm going to go with fix a printer. I probably have better chances of getting that one right.
Tight deadline or no instructions?
Oh, tight deadline.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm pressure prompted though, so that I'd thrive.
Teams explosion or email explosion.
Teams explosion. Hate teams.
Hmm.
The per my last email energy or just circling back?
I'm just circling back, baby. Executive who moves fast but breaks things, or executive who moves slow and breaks you.
Moves fast. I'd rather
Yeah.
have an executive that moves fast. I can't
Yeah.
stand slow.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Travel meltdown or calendar meltdown?
These are both
awful.
so bad. I think I'd rather have a calendar meltdown though.
Agreed. Yep.
Being everyone's therapist or being everyone's therapist. There is no or.
Yeah. No, I'm out. I'm out on both.
Yeah. I don't want to be a therapist.
No, I don't. Yeah, if I did that, I would have stayed being a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Send the wrong Zoom link or book the wrong conference room.
Oh, Zoom link.
Yeah.
I think so. Do it yourself or delegate it and redo it anyway.
I would rather do it myself.
Yeah, same.
Over communicate or mind read?
Over
Over
communicate.
communicate.
Fix the crisis or prevent the crisis and receive no credit.
Prevent the crisis and receive no credit.
Yeah, same. Lunch at 3 or no lunch at all?
Not at all.
Not at all. I'm not eating lunch at 3, and by that time,
No,
I'm probably not
agreed.
even hungry anymore
We're getting
anyways.
into Linner.
Yeah, that's for sure a Linner.
Be invisible hero or extremely visible scapegoat?
Oh, invisible hero.
All day long.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So, play this game. If you guys want some fun ideas, like just do this in like your next admin team meeting or something. Like
Yeah.
just to do something lighthearted. That's why we're trying to kind of test with some of these games because I think it's a good icebreaker, a good way for people to have fun.
Yeah. Learn a little bit more about people.
Yes, how to work with them, what are work styles? Because again, like me and Michelle, I would probably rather do something than she would rather do it. So it's kind of fun to see the dynamic shift.
Yeah, and I think when you're part of a team, you need the mix of all of these things. And
Yes.
so to just kind of do some fun icebreakers, I think it's good for everybody.
Agreed. Well, hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you. I mean, we are fast into December.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, the
gonna be the end of the
holidays
year
are going to
before
be
we know
there,
it.
New Year, all of the fun stuff.
Yep.
We're ready to celebrate the holidays.
Yes.
And share it with you, and we'll be back
Yeah, we have
next
some
week.
fun episodes coming around Christmas, so be on the lookout and catch up maybe while you're taking some time off. But we'll talk to you guys later.
See ya. Bye.
That's it for us today, bringing order to corporate chaos.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that follow button.
Yours truly, Melissa,
And Michelle,
the
the
Busy
Busy
Baddies.
Baddies.